Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope you guys are all having a great start to the morning. I thought I did my hair, and holy crud. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm gonna start sharing my screen for those that are tuned in for the first time. I want to say welcome to the team. Hope you guys have an absolute amazing, just overall rest of your day. Again, it's about having fun and enjoying the process, especially since we have a lot of people that are just getting started and learning about how to trade. Again, don't overstress it. You have nothing but time, and I'm here to reassure you of that. The biggest thing that you don't want to do is discourage yourself, and a huge way to discourage yourself is in the monetary aspect by trading with too much money or thinking that you have it all figured out. So I just want to start off with a positive mindset and kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and have some fun and make some money. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm trying to see what's going on right now. Do you guys kind of see what, I'm seeing right here? So natural gas, right, is aggressively selling off, especially during it was doing well, like it sold off, right, like from the difference of Friday to when it opened on Sunday, and then it started to show some signs of an uptrend. It was trading between the middle and top VWAP. If you've completed the course or at least have gone through the VWAP section, you know that that's usually a sign that I look for signs of an uptrend, right? It got nearly to the price point of where it closed at on Friday. That's an improvement. The progression at the way that it's selling, at the rate that it's selling off, is slowing down. But as we move into Monday, aggressive sell-off, and then begins to trade in between the middle and bottom VWAP. And then continuously was getting rejected by the middle VWAP indicator. As of right now, again, we're just too close to the middle VWAP. The SMA line and everything is still pointing down. I want to give it time because, again, it's one solid trade that can get me to my daily goal. $500 is my daily goal, and that correlates on over to when it correlates to 1.5%. Honestly, my daily goal has been $500 to $750. I've honestly been aiming more for $750 to $1,000 a day. Being completely honest, again, I don't like to share an aggressive goal because I know that a lot of people try to if I trade aggressively, then you guys will try to trade aggressively, and that's just not something that I would encourage you to do. And I want to lead by example, but I also want you guys to know that one of my sources of income is trading, and I really like to do what it is that I do. I've been doing well with it, and I just hope that you guys understand that, right? Just because I trade a little bit more aggressively, please does not mean in any way that you have to trade more aggressively as well. So what's going on, Billy? What's up? What's up? This is my first stream. What's going on, Tommy? Hope you're having an amazing day. For all those that are tuned in for the first time, I'm really excited to even just get some feedback, maybe what you would like to see a little bit more. Obviously, watch a couple of streams before you start throwing your suggestions at me. But yeah, what's going on, Matthew? What's up? What's up? I'm always open to making it more suitable for our team. So you guys just let me know. So as of right now, I'm trying to see if natural gas is going to continue to downtrend. Look at the MACD is overextended. Look at the RSI, I'm a little bit more on the overbought side. If this thing continues to downtrend, then obviously I'm going to want to take a position on DGAS. But right now, do you see this? It's sold off and it's trying to pick up. So I want to give it time before I decide to get into DGAS, because just like I've done that multiple times before, I think it's overextended. I get in on DGAS, and then this thing just continues to push up, and it might change overall direction. You never know. Again, one of the biggest things is if you don't know, just wait, and we'll let it confirm itself. 21% on DGAS. Let's go. Holy, is it up and down that much? No, you guys sold off. Oh, you might have been swing trading it for a couple of days, right? Yeah, because it ripped it on Friday. And guys, please, please, please just know. And again, I try to be you guys know that I whenever anybody makes money, I love it, right? Congrats, all power to you. 21%, that's ridiculous. People don't even hit that in a year, and you're able to hit that within one trade. You have to understand that your best practices and your habits have to be aligned to your goals. So if you want to do this for a long period of time, you need to make sure that your habits and best practices align with that. Swing trading something, if there's a reason behind your swing trade, 100%. Just stand behind that reasoning, because just as much as it went up, You could have been on that UGAS side. And would you have been able to overcome that 6% loss? For me, 6% loss on a $30,000 position, we're talking about like $1,800 to about $2,000. That's a tough pill to swallow. And I've been doing this for a while. Like, yes, I'll accept it from time to time, but trust me, that's why I just decided not to swing trade it on Friday, because I did not know. I knew that natural gas was super oversold, but it could 100% continue to downtrend. Holy moly, Billy's up 40%. Oh my God. You guys are freaking killing it. You're filming that robot video today? Connor? Maybe, right? How do you guys feel about that? I want to get some feedback from you guys. How do you feel about trading and not looking at your P&L the entire day? Obviously, for those that use Robinhood, it's going to be nearly impossible unless you really just try to avoid that little number up there. But how do you guys feel about that? I want some honest feedback, solely focusing on the pattern. So if you're a technical trader, focusing on, entering at a good price point, if there's a break of pattern, you cut losses. How do you feel about that? I really want to get your guys' opinion. It would be difficult. Okay. I can't do that. It's a great idea. Trying it tomorrow. I think I would like to try it. And then at the end of the day, you just imagine, you're just like, well, it could go both ways. And you should at least it would really make you focus. Like, we're so blessed, right? That we have a platform like TD Ameritrade. Well, obviously it tells us our average purchase price, how much we're up, how much we're down. It would almost encourage you to focus more on your entry point, to focus more on when you're adding to your position size, for you to understand how many shares you're adding, what that correlates. You can do the math in your head, and that would make sense, right? Or if you calculate and manage your entire plan and risk it, as in like, okay, I'm going to lock in profits at around 1% margin. I'm in with a $30,000 position, and I'm going to cut losses at 1% as well. Then the math in your head can be a little bit easier, right? Yeah. So I think it might be something that might encourage us to like be a little bit more self-sufficient and not rely so much on like TD Ameritrade and their average purchase price and stuff like that. Again, it's just a different perspective. I see that, Andrew. That's interesting. I've never heard of that. Yeah, you could focus on pure strategy, Dakota. I like it. So right now, again, I'm just waiting for natural gas to identify its direction. Right now, it's trending up for the past like 30 minutes. It's been trending up for the past almost, not 1 hour, like 45 minutes. It really started to push up. No, it started to push up after 7 o'clock. So I'd say for about 40 minutes, it's been showing signs of an uptrend. It's showing signs of it being overbought. You can see that the progression at the rate that it's pushing up is slowing down. Overall direction is down. So that's in favor of degas. That's not in favor of natural gas. Now I just wanted to confirm it. So nice haircut, my guy. What's going on, Matt Daughtry? What's up? What's up? Melody, I like that. So I will try to look less, but not ready to go cold turkey. I absolutely love that, because you're doing it in a way that you feel comfortable. And just because I do something, in no way does that mean that you should do it at all, right? And I like how you're so like, I'm going to do it the way that I see value in, because it makes sense to me, 100%. You ease into it, just like you should with anything it is that you are potentially wanting to invest in or approach. Learn more about, great, ease into it. I love when I get messages of people like asking, well, Ricky, like, how do I know that like maybe like Learn Plan Profit is different, or even joining TechBit Solutions? Like, time is money, right? And even if it's a free group, how do I know that like, I want to join your group? And I was just like, do your due diligence. Like, watch a couple of my videos on YouTube and see if you resonate well with our material. And if you do, great. And if not, then guess what? You did your due diligence, and that makes sense. And if it does not, if we don't work well together, then great. Like, don't do it. Spread, that's fine. Holy moly. All right. So I went in with 100 shares. Again, I went at an average purchase price of 109.61, right? I'm going to focus on see how natural gas is doing. Boom, there we go. Still selling off, so I like that. I'm going to stay at this. Again, I'm still easing into it. I don't know how comfortable I would be. Going in with more than $20,000 without looking. Okay, so that's 799, pretty much 80. So average purchase price at 61 and 80 with the same amounts of shares. That would put me roughly at around like 70, 109.70 average purchase price. So 170, focusing based off previous patterns. Okay, so I'm just gonna have my limit order ready. It does not mean that I have to sell it. Do 100 shares. Just gonna put it there. It does not mean that that's where I'm going to sell. Here we go. Natural gas is consolidating in a sense at this somewhat support. Overall direction is still trending down. So I'm just gonna set a couple of alerts as it sells off. If it does, doesn't mean that it has to. MACD is a little bit like oversold. I have to admit that. It's a little bit oversold, as in like it makes sense on why it can begin to try to recover. So I have to watch out for that. And there we go. Again, it's trying to build the support right around 2.67. Do you guys see that? So it sold off aggressively. The MACD, the overall progression at the rate that it was selling off. Now, that's in favor of natural gas. It might start showing signs of a reversal. It doesn't mean that it has to. It just means that it can. The RSI, it's not bad. It's on the lower side. It's around 40. So again, but again, this is a descending pattern and it's been selling off. So that is in my favor for DS. But so I'm down about 10 cents a share with 200 shares. Not horrible. I like that, Billy. I think it does, but like again, like the positive mindset and like environment works well for some people, and other people really like need to be like told exactly what to do. But that's where I feel like people will begin to struggle, because if you like being told exactly like what to do in anything, right? Um, I think a lot of the success when it comes down to like not just trading but just investing in general is finding a solution for everything that you do. So just knowing that it's out there, right? So like you guys should all know that it's obvious people make money in the stock market. So you just have to figure out like a way, not just, I mean, you've done it before, you've made money in the market. So how can you consistently do that? And then it's just refining. There's no like secret strategy. It's a series of best practices that work well for you. So it's trial and error, trial and error. And because it's trial and error, there's going to be failures, right? You don't want to start with a dollar amount and risk a dollar amount now. That is going to be too much to discourage you to ever trade again. So you should be empowered that you're going to make mistakes, like guaranteed, going to make mistakes. But with that being said, let that like empower you, because if you make all your mistakes now when you're starting with a much smaller dollar amount in your account, then just imagine when you're trading with like 10x or 100x of what you're trading with right now, and you can consistently make 1 to 2%, a day. It's crazy. It's crazy when you actually put in that perspective. But again, it's patience. It's like thinking long term. It's just not something that everyone's willing to do. $100%. Yeah, so I like that. So it's having a second opinion on what we are doing until we are comfortable. Exactly. So again, like I'm only able to share and give insight based off of my experience, right? And through my opinions are experiences that I've gone through. I like that. So, Ricky, I'm 17 years old. I'm consistently making $100 a day in my paper trading account. And Leon, if I can, like, I think the amazing thing about that is that you're so young, and I think everybody can like back me up on this. You're so young, and regardless if like your friends even start making like the same thing, $100 a day. Like, if you work twice as hard, you have a normal job, and you're learning how to do this, and you're saving money on the back end, just be smart with everything that you do. And as you're learning more about how to actually trade, and people are like, oh, you're only trading with fake money, like who cares? And trust me, you will get those. Oh, you're trading with fake money? Well, what a waste of time. They're playing Fortnite, they're doing their thing, right? And you just continue to refine these best practices. Once you refine your strategy and once you refine your best practices and your habits that help you consistently make what it is that you're doing right now, just imagine working just like everybody else, stable job. I'm a huge believer in that. And on top of that, you're able to make an extra $100 to $200 a day. And slowly, progressively, then it leads to $500 a day, $1,000 a day. And by the time you're 25, again, still thinking big picture, you're making 5 times what the normal person is. And again, it's just because very simple little like habits that you began to implement at a very early age. Simple, right? But not everyone's willing to put forth the time consistently for such a long period of time without the monetary reward from the very beginning. Oh, that's weird. DJ Cloud, I have you might yeah, that has happened to me before. That's when you initially set up your account, sometimes it does do that, especially if you set it up on a different computer. I'm not too sure if that's what it is, but you can call TD Ameritrade and you can set up your layout and indicator defaults. Like they'll help you set that up. So buy young, sell old. I like that. Why is it so slow today? I wouldn't say that it's so slow today. I would say that right now, as the market is opening and the direction and like the shift of direction that natural gas is going through, it's just bad timing. It's just, again, it's we, like the market opens at a certain time, right? So we're only able to take advantage, like I go live during that time. So this is what we're presented. But again, like it's gone through like hours of these different changes. So like natural gas can care less when the stock market opens because its performance is not correlated to that. So it's just bad timing, right? And we just have to understand that like we're here to work with like and trade with the patterns of natural gas. Like it does not care about us. Everyone's hungover from the Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much activity. I'm seeing some. No, we have about a little bit over 1.1K people tune in live. So I think that's decent. Did you guys see this? I don't know if you guys saw this, but on YouTube, we're at 9.5K away from 500,000 subscribers. Dude, I can't even like put into words like or fathom like how big like it just doesn't make sense to me. Like 2 years ago, I had no following. I had like 500 or 600. I don't know if it was 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago. I had like 500 followers on Instagram, and those were my like high school friends. It's so crazy. Like just imagine you like 2.5 years from now having 500,000 people like following your channel. That's how crazy it is to me. It's absolutely ridiculous. It does not make sense. I know I'm gonna do hashtag influencer on my forehead. It's honestly so freaking ridiculous because you guys know, like me and my team, like we don't care about our. There's people that I know that have like 100,000 followers and they're like completely like they look like influencers. Like it's who they are. It's their character. You guys know by like who it is that I am. There is no way that like maybe when I hit 1 million, maybe I'll get to my head then, or maybe like 5 million subscribers. But a little clickbait goes a long way. Honestly, all right. So I know like some of my GTR videos and stuff like that might be viewed as clickbait. I don't think I do many like usually what I label a title like. Yes, it's very like corny sometimes titles, but it's always what I, you know, like GTR in a pretty girl, and that's exactly what it is. I wouldn't view that as I thought clickbait was like misleading and had nothing to do with the video. Hooey! Here we go. There we go. So look, check this out, team. Natural gas approaching this previous support, right around 2.66. I'm about to get filled on DGAS as well. There we go. You're at 1050. Watch this again. I'm just going to lock it in here. I don't know how much it is that I'm up. So I can do the math right now. Just give me 1 second. I don't even know if I should. I probably shouldn't. Let's go. All right, sold. Sold at 10.49. So you guys can do the math. You guys saw exactly when I bought, the amount of shares, and saw exactly when I sold. I'm not going to look at my P&L. I'm going to try. I'm going to try today. I'm going to try. Are you going to go into you guys now? I don't know. The EMA line again. Let's not be so quick to jump the gun. The EMA line, and this is a perfect example. Thank you for bringing that up. How many of you guys have ever done this? Sold profits or sold on DGAS, right? As that's the inverse ETF of UGAS. And because we're oversold, right? It makes sense on why UGAS might reverse, but the EMA line is still pointing down. There's no confirmation. And again, big picture and long term consistently. If I take a position now on UGAS, yes, I do run the chance of this thing possibly reversing. But I'm doing that with no understanding, no reasoning behind that other than natural gas is oversold. And again, if you have your criteria checklist of what you need to make sure every stock meets before you take a position, would this meet it? No, because it's still trending below the EMA line. Natural gas is still selling off. The overall direction is not in favor of natural gas. And we have to understand that. Yes, the MACD is in favor. Yes, so is the RSI. So let's just wait for it to break above 67. Trust me, what you just said of like going in from DGAS to UGAS is something that I've done so many times. So I know you were probably just saying it as a joke, or just like, oh, like UGAS time because I trade it all the time. But like, one of the things that I think is a huge, like, just have a reason behind and stand behind everything it is that you do. Here, let's see. Yeah, okay. So you're saying it because it's at a strong support. So yeah, 100%. I mean, it makes sense on why natural gas can bounce here, right? I would personally just like to wait for confirmation because I know long term, if I wait for confirmation more times than I don't, I think it would make a little bit more sense. It would just, yes, the margin of profit that I might be missing out on might oh shit, it just broke below 266, right? But I think long term, just consistently thinking about like out of every 10 trades, if I were to not wait for the confirmation in comparison to when I would, I think that I would have a more consistent success rate if I were just to simply wait for it. And that's the way that I view it. I think that's a good example, right? So I'm someone that focuses much more on consistency rather than maximizing profits. And you guys are like, well, no crap, Ricky, you always sell so early. Yeah, but it works well for me. And that's my style. You guys might have a much more aggressive style, and you guys might want to risk it to get the biscuit. There's traders, like my biggest day is a little bit over $6,000, and I've been doing this for years. And I trade with a pretty decent like account size, right? I was trading with $30,000 to $35,000. We have traders that like have had $10,000 days and are trading like with a smaller account value than me, but are trading much more volatile stocks. And again, great, that works for them. But I'm someone that would rather focus on consistency. So again, you guys like figure out your style. I'm not here to say my style is the best at all. Like it works well for me and great. I'm here to if you do well with aggressive trading, trust me, like I want you as a part of our team and I wish you nothing but the best. As long as you manage your risk, that's all that matters. I don't know what this is, but it looks like a link, so I'm going to remove it. Yeah, you could always restart the course over. Yep. I maximize losses. Yep, that's a good way to put it. I've definitely been in that shoe as well, right? Let's see where Diaz is at now. Okay, so it pushed up quite a bit. I sold at like 49, and it pushed up to about 82. So, yeah. There it goes, 91. It makes sense. Again, it pushed up to like 111, and natural gas is still selling off. It just made sense to me to lock in profits at that area, and I'm just going to wait for the reversal. I'm learning my style again, and it's going to take time. Have you fixed the affiliate link issue? I don't know if you guys knew, but for those that are affiliates, like we have like this, we're working with Teachable that will automate for us and make it easier for you guys to get paid on time and stuff like that. So due to my understanding, Justin is still working with them. Again, if you want a little bit more of an update, just give me 2 hours and I'll post something in the announcement section. You don't have to direct message me. I'll post it and I'll keep you guys up to date. After that, if we say, hey, for all those that still haven't, received their affiliate link, message us. Then we'll do it that way. I really do appreciate you guys' patience. I really do appreciate you guys' the patience part. We're obviously trying to figure it out. We just need Teachable to work with us. So yeah. Oh, I like that. Nice. Yeah, and Ever Neutron. That's actually something that I've been like. Okay, so he pretty much asked, do I have like a rule on timestamp on your trade? I mean, some other traders have strict rules that they only trade between the hours of 9:30 to 11, no trades after that. Honestly, like I need to be more structured with my trading. And this is where I'm going to end because we're at about 30 minutes, right? We're at about 27. I'm going to, I honestly really want to answer this. And this is going to resonate well with some of you and maybe not so well with others because you might not just be there yet. So a lot of you guys are still learning. And again, this is more at a point where like you need to figure out a time that like the opportunity cost is worth it. And what I mean by that is, you guys know that like, well, I do well when it comes down to trading, and I obviously have other sources of income. I have felt that the past year, as I was working with the Learn Plan Profit Group, because I have such a huge focus in trading live and just like trying to trade all day just to like recover if I'm down, then I have to recover and end of the green, because a huge part like of who it is that I am is being consistently green. Regardless if it's a small dollar amount, like being consistently green, that's like what I'm known for. I have found it that the past year, as I was working with the Learn Plan Profit Group, we've been doing great as a team, but my opportunities other than Learn Plan Profit and trading have really slowed down. I remember that before Learn Plan Profit, because I was so focused on just investing in different markets, I was investing into different like people, different businesses. I was onboarding people to our team, and I really did enjoy it. But it's also because all I did was I filmed a couple YouTube videos, and then I had the rest of the day to focus on my work. And what I've noticed lately is it's not a bad thing to do, but it's like I noticed that I perform the best from sometimes during pre-market hours to about 10 a.m. And that's Mountain Standard Time. After that, the progression in how much money I make after 10 a.m. really starts to slow down. And then I just think, what if I were just to cut off my trading at 10 a.m. and then focus on my other work? And you guys know that we're working on different like softwares and stuff like that, and working with different people within our team. And I just haven't like jumped on as many, like I used to like be on calls all the time with different people that we're like working, trying to work with and partner up with and stuff like that. And that progression just wasn't there. So what I'm trying to share with you guys is to find a good balance of that the opportunity is just the opportunity cost is worth it. So to not, if you're trading for 8 hours, but you make a majority of your money, so if you make like 80 to 90% of your money within the first 2 hours and then 10% for the remaining 6 hours, is that even really worth it? When you can spend more time maybe with your family or with your loved ones, right? Or working, right? And working twice as hard, starting another business. You guys know that, like, I don't just want you guys to be like stock traders. I want you guys to be successful in everything that you choose to pursue. And I think I need to lead by example in that as well. And I have to adjust my schedule. And that's honestly something that I've been thinking about every single day. So today I would like to stop trading at 10 a.m. But so much of my commitment to the Learn Plan Profit Group and TechBud Solutions is always being on my laptop and responding to your guys' messages, keeping you guys up to date on my social media accounts, that it almost acts as a restraint. And it's like, oh wow, Ricky, tough life, right? It's not tough. It's just I just need to be more disciplined with my time, I think, and where and what markets I want to like spend it on. We have an amazing team, and I think I've really been lacking in the expansion part. So I just want to share that with you guys, as I know a lot of you guys might be getting to that point where you can also agree that you make a majority of your money, maybe like 70-80% of your profits come from the first 2 hours. And sometimes if you continue to trade, you sometimes maybe give some of that back, or the amount that you make is much smaller. So I think that's interesting to see and to kind of like figure that out. So I want, and I know again that has nothing to really do with like trading in like my other, oh here we go, my other like businesses. Like I know that has nothing to do with like you guys, but I think it's very important. Like oh crap, I just bit my tongue. I think a huge part when people invest into like watching me trade live and even into like Learn Plan Profit is the understanding that I'm not just a stock trader. I don't know if I'm speaking just based off of a couple people, but I get a good amount of messages, especially on Instagram, of people saying that like I've inspired them to like start investing in different markets because that's what I've done. And that's what I would love, right? Yeah. So I feel like it's okay for me to share. I don't have to. I don't have to continue to do it, but I think it's okay for me to share, my different like approach or just the mindset behind wanting to continue to excel in different markets as well. Once you establish a proper foundation in one. One of the things I also see a lot of people do is they try to trade stocks, they try to learn how to like drop ship, and they try to learn cryptocurrency or whatever all at the same time. I don't think that's very efficient. Take time, learn your craft, refine it, perfect it, make sure it's consistent, works well for you, and then if you want to expand, ease into it. Appreciate that. Thank you. I'm bleeding from my mouth. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm bleeding. that was a strong bite. Holy crap. Do you listen and watch Bigger Pockets podcast? It's been I personally do not, but I've heard a lot of good things about that podcast. Here we go. Great first day live stream for me. I like that. Matthew, super happy to hear that. And as long as there's a reasoning behind that, then great. Nate, that's hilarious. Profusely bleeding sounds good. Let's see. I think we might begin to sell off again. Do you guys see that? It got fully rejected. And this is what we'd call a divergence, right? So let's see. Do you know which percentage of your trades are red? Let's go ahead and check out Trade Olympics. It says winning percentage 100%. No, that this is just the template. But no, as of right now, I don't necessarily keep track of that as of right now. But Trade Olympics will do it automatically for you. and again, we'll give you more updates as it comes along on the application. And yes, it will be free for everybody. Are you self-taught or did you have mentors? So I learned from like videos that and articles that I read like online through Google and YouTube. I did not have any one person that ever like in person taught me or anything like that or anything like that. Hope you have a great day. Thank you, Brendan. Here we go. I think DGAS is about to continue to push up. This thing is, yeah. There it goes. Yeah, and look at the MACD. Look at the MACD on where is it? Oh yeah. I'm just gonna take a 100 share position size. I'll take it. So I just took that at 7738. So we'll just say 78. Check this out on natural gas. So I went in with the 100 shares, right? EMA line is still in its favor, but it is catching and consolidating at the support. Thank you, Jose. Appreciate that. Any books that I read, and again, I'm not proud of saying this at all, and I don't say this because I'm just like, oh, I learned how to trade without reading books, but I never read one book about learning how to trade in the stock market. Does that mean that I don't encourage anybody to read books? Heck no. I think that you should utilize any resource that you work well with. For me, books just weren't always the most effective. I would listen to certain maybe like videos, even in audio, like podcasts in a sense, just about mindset and stuff like that. But never did I read any books. And again, if you work really well with books and you learn really well with them, great, watch them. Also, I don't know if you guys work well with this as well, but I would watch videos that had really nothing to do with certain like people actually trading, but mindset. And again, I it just sounds weird because I know some of you guys might be like, why do you keep talking about this? Certain like best practices or just, again, mindset like that, like maybe Warren Buffett had. He never talked about like how he bought and sold or anything like that, but it's just how he was like wired and how it worked in a way that like made him focus like on quality, right? And because of that like planted seed that he like spoke about of focusing on quality, I started to try to like develop a series of best practices that were wrapped around that certain habit that he had. And then that's when I started to focus more on like quality trades over than quantity and little things like that. So cherry picking things that I admired from other people that weren't even like stock traders. Like I took certain things that I liked from Mark Zuckerberg, right? Or Elon Musk. And it benefits me in a way that like I adjust whatever they're talking about in a way that will resonate well with me. Yeah, I like that, Brandon. Nice. So why buy DGAS when natural gas is at its support? So it's because of the, we've seen this multiple times when something is progressively and aggressively pushing up. It doesn't mean that this time it's going to do it. It just means that, there's a possibility is that it's called divergence, right? And DGAS was pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. It sold off. The MACD went went red, but then it consolidated for such a long time. And as it popped right back up and it validated the EMA line as a support, the MACD popped right back up. Does that make sense? So then it went through its full cycle without it actually fully pulling back. And we usually tend to see that when something is aggressively pushing up or aggressively pushing down. In this, well, for DGAS, it would be this. And then for the descending one, it would be, this one. So where it went through like this potential reversal and then got psyched out and then psyched out and then psyched out and went like that, and then now is just flatlining. And then if it goes red again, then it'll go back down. So Ricky, is your SMA line 180? Yep. Why is oil selling off? It might be something to look into, right? So you can utilize Google, search up news, and try to find the catalyst. I think that's a great perspective and edge to have. Find different factors that drive the price up or down. All right. I think I spoke enough. I don't want to bore you guys anymore. All right, Hydra, you cracked me up. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I deal with my... Okay. Well, yeah, I can't say that I deal with my anxiety with doing push-ups, but I like that. That's good. That's your own style. So I love listening. Nice. Sweet. I like that. So thank you guys again so much for your time. I hope that you learned something new in this video. Most importantly, again, it's just like, let's just focus on, regardless if you're up or down, let's just focus on learning something new today. If you guys have any questions about the live stream or anything like that, feel free to message me. It looks like natural gas is still kind of just consolidating right now, right around that 2.66. I'll keep you guys up to date with my position size. I still don't know how much I'm up or I'm down. You guys saw me enter, you guys saw me exit. I'm sure you guys can do the math. I'm just gonna not do the math in my head until I'm done trading. Doesn't mean to the end of the day. I could be done trading in about 2 hours, and then I'll check it out and see if I'm up or down on the day. But yeah, thank you guys again for your time. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams. Let your passion be what drives your success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a good note. So Ricky, when did you enter? I re-entered Diaz at 110, 7, 7, 8, 9, something like that. So pretty much 110, 7, 8. Let's just go with that. Let's round up. And you guys can rewind the video and watch when I entered with 100 shares. Thank you guys again for your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a good note. Take it easy, team.